Once we just got an additional patch for 1.4, we'll go over all the updates there, the fixes, and changes for Lunar Oracle. With that also comes a store update, as well as a Discord quest that you can do completely for free, which does include some free cosmetics. There's a brand new developer livestream and Spring Festival, so I'll also cover all those details there, as well as a whole bunch more. What's up, World of Utopia, back in with another video. Today we're checking out all things Once Human. So first up, let's get into the 1.4 changes. There's also some additional things that aren't listed in the patch notes. We will talk about those in a bit. First up with 1.4, we did get some event adjustments. So currently the Strange Harvest Day event has excessive XP gain. A lot of people are farming that right now, so that will be adjusted on January 24th. So if you want to get any last farming done, you should do so before then. Although it is fairly easy to level up normally, this event did provide quite a lot of XP. Now there will be some compensation for these adjustments. They're going to give 1,000 Star Crom, as well as 5 Spring Festival Lucky Crates. Next up, we do have some gameplay fixes here. For combat, they fixed the delayed or non-functional weapon damage attacks. They also resolved issues with melee attacking inconsistencies. Shadowhound's damage reduction now ends when its weak spot breaks, so it does seem like he was a little bit harder this time around. And certain unique attributes were not working for certain deviations, specifically Festering Gel Marine Star. Does seem like some of the deviations have been nerfed, at least it's what I've been getting from the in-game chat. Although maybe with this fix here, we might actually see some resolution with that. Now crafting also got fixed here for the Forest Hunter specialization, which will now correctly apply to crossbolts. They resolved some blueprint related issues for upgrade failures and incorrect ratings, which is quite the major issue there, especially if you did try to upgrade a blueprint and it didn't work, or if you tried to transfer one. Yeah, glad that's fixed now. Hopefully they do have some retroactive stuff there. Vehicles also had an issue fixed with the inability to dismount. They've also addressed an issue preventing some gear from being repaired. Also another deviation fix here, Logging Beaver can now be interacted with and picked up. Next up, we do have some cosmetic fixes, mostly pertaining to the material with some of the female outfits. There's also a display issue with dyed fashion items, and they resolved an issue of appearances for the red plum wall painting over wallpaper, which does also lead us onto the building cosmetics. They corrected the wilderness appearance and they fixed some mismatched models. Now there was some UI and display enhancements here, but for the mapping coordinates they fixed several left screen display issues, especially pertaining to map coordinates, and they resolved an issue with the panel display in the world's map bottom right corner. Seasonal info also got correct countdown timers. The event page had some corrected shortcuts. Wish Machine and Prize Pool also had some display issues and a final draw failure for Bounce Dance Pants. Again, hopefully that was just a visual bug. Audio had some additional sound effect fixes, and they have done some further optimizations where they've improved the activation logic of deviation attributes under certain conditions. I do hope they continue improving that as it has gotten better over time, but I have had some delayed activation, so I do hope that keeps getting improved. Now that should cover pretty much every single 1.4 bug fix. However, I will leave a link to the patch notes down below if you do want to check them out for yourself. Although there was something that wasn't mentioned in the patch notes, which now it looks like we do have a queue system that has been implemented into certain scenarios. Now of course the queue system has been in place. However, it looks like some scenarios are actually receiving a queue time. However, since the recent patch and them limiting the amount of servers we've had, we're not sure if they lowered the server count or the amount of players that can play on a server, or if the servers are just so populated. This does seem like it was the case for PvE 108. Haven't seen any other reports from any other servers, although Manibus is always very popular. I am curious though if we are getting any updates there with the server infrastructure, as we have been waiting on that for several patches now. They were supposed to upgrade and completely overhaul their server infrastructure, which did also pertain to not only software but hardware. We actually never got any updates on that, and I am still curious if we are going to, or if it's already happened. Again, we'll have to wait and see, although with the queue time and queue in place here, seems like more than likely we haven't gotten that just yet. Next up, for more official news, we are getting a developer live stream. Now this is coinciding with the Spring Festival, which is taking place around the Chinese New Year. If you didn't know, that is on January 29th, at least in terms of the other regions. Which, yeah, we've also gotten several cosmetics, especially for Digby Boy and a few other deviations, that have definitely tied into the Spring Festival, but they are giving us a developer live stream there. Now this is being hosted over on Twitch, YouTube, and because it got unbanned recently, as well as TikTok. I'm going to include links to all of them, so if you want to watch on a specific platform, typically if you want higher bitrate or higher quality, you'll go to YouTube. If you want a better chat experience, usually either TikTok or Twitch. Although I have heard that TikTok has really good video quality for live streams, even though they have a lower bitrate, so it just depends on what you want to choose there. In other official news, Once Human does have a Discord quest right now, which can earn you a free cosmetic. Now in this case, you only need to play Once Human for 15 minutes with your Discord client open, and you can get yourself the gun skin Tiger Roar. So a decently free cosmetic there. They are labeling everything with Once Human basically crazy or crazy season, crazy quest. So if you have seen that around, they essentially are calling this season crazy. We'll have to wait and see if there's any future plans with that, if that's kind of like a hint for something. But I have noticed that in a lot of their marketing material. Speaking of brand new cosmetics, we did have that brand new Lightforged loot crate. That is the Frost Shade cosmetic set, where yes, it does include that vehicle skin now being called Title Hunt. Of course, we have the female and male skins. There's also an emote here, there's some home decor, territory collectibles, there's even a Cradle cosmetic and charm, as well as weapon skin. And they do mention that the chance to obtain a Lightforged gem, which could be either epic or legendary, that has been increased by 20%. I have seen some reports of people getting those a lot easier. And this time around, it's not $600 to unlock everything, but typically around $300, or at least that's the cap there. So yes, still quite expensive, but it is not as much as the last car skin. Now, if you aren't wanting to buy a vehicle skin, you can actually earn one for free. This is through a quest over on Discord, but is not linked to Discord. This one is essentially through the official Once Human Discord, and it's being labeled the Crazy Car Race Hall of Fame. Now, this event is running from January 17th till January 31st, where you'll join a race competition, challenge the high score, and aim for the top. You can then submit your results to Crazy Car Race, and there will be then a community vote, basically considering the mileage, monster collection, and voting for the top 10 players. Those top 5 of that top 10 will receive a community exclusive vehicle skin called the Sunflower Fields Forever, and you'll also get a role. But I think most importantly, you will get this vehicle skin, which is pretty decent there. This is a very exclusive skin, and because it's community exclusive and it not being purchasable, it's actually going to be technically worth more than the ones that you can buy, as you cannot actually pay for this. Top 6 through 10 will receive a $50 gift card plus a role as well, and the top 10 community votable will get $20 gift cards. Of course, you cannot earn both. Winners with the highest reward will get that prioritized. Still just pretty cool there. If you do want to check out that Discord quest, I will link to it down below. Moving on though, we do have a community mentionable here, and I figured I haven't featured a build in a long time, but this one is just absolutely insane. This person spent over 200 hours making a future escape room. The build does look pretty crazy overall, and because they did make it an Eternal Land, anybody from any server can play on this, so I'll include the code to it down below if you do want to check it out. Overall, that's about covered for today's video. If you like, subscribe, and until the next. Deuces!